Allegedly, the rapper brand name, which is YSL, stands for Young Slime Life, and prosecutors say they're responsible for a vast amount of criminal activity in the area. These criminal activities include conspiracy of murder, robberies, assaults, drug dealing, and much more. However, the defense argues that really YSL is just a record label and stands for Young Stoner Life. Now, YSL co-founder Walter Murphy back on the stand today. Let's listen to more of his testimony out of Atlanta. This is the direct examination.
Uh-huh.
I want to briefly go back to some of your tattoos. I'm sorry, some of your tattoos. Now, yesterday, did you say to me that the reason why you had a YSL tattooed on your face was because of using one of your records?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. Do you have red cartel on your face?
Do I have red cartel on my face? No.
Why not?
I don't think I had a lot of tattoos back then. Or had money to get tattoos back then.
Sorry?
Or had money to get tattoos back then.
But you were able to get that DK as one of your original tattoos.
Yeah.
Right.
We just ask Mr. Murphy to maybe straighten the microphone a little harder.
We also talked about the Haiti tattoo on your face. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Where are the names of your 4 children tattooed on your body?
On my, I got all their names. I know both of my daughters on my neck, behind my ears, right?
Why are they on your face?
Why they on my neck? You mean?
Why are they on your face?
Why aren't they on my face?
Yes.
I ain't want no more tattoos on my face.
Okay. Why didn't you put your daughter's names on your face as prominently as you put Mr. Williams' daughter on your face?
His daughter's older than my daughter. His daughter was already born before my daughter.
And why was it significant to tattoo his daughter's name on your face?
I look the hell like my daughter, or like my niece.
Now, yesterday, before we left, we talked about a few of your interviews from 2015 and 2016. Do you recall that?
Yes.
All right. So I want to ask you some additional questions. When were you arrested on these charges involving the shooting on April 12, 2016?
I don't really remember when I was arrested. I know I had locked up though.
Okay.
It was in 2015.
Do you remember being in July 2015?
That might be accurate. I think so.
Where were you when you were arrested?
At Mr. Williams' house, at Legit house.
And at Mr. Williams' house, was his father present?
I can't remember. It was a lot of people there, but I'm pretty sure he was there though.
And when you were arrested, were you then taken to Atlanta Police Department headquarters?
Yeah.
And during that being taken to Atlanta Police Department headquarters, were you interviewed by an investigator Gaither and another male investigator? Do you remember that?
I remember talking to somebody. I don't remember who it was though.
Prior to that interview at the Atlanta Police Department, had you ever worked with police officers prior to that date?
What do you mean?
Have you ever worked with or assisted law enforcement prior to July of 2015 when you were arrested?
I don't recall.
Do you recall in that interview telling an investigator that you had worked with police prior to July of 2015?
No, I don't remember saying that.
Back in July of 2015, during that interview, were you concerned that Mr. Williams' father saw you talking to police while at Mr. Williams' home?
I don't even remember talking to the police. They just threw me on the ground, slapped me in cuffs.
Not whether or not you talked to police, were you concerned that Mr. Williams Sr. saw you communicating with police?
When I got locked up, like on the scene? That's what you asked?
Yes, sir.
No, because if I was, I don't think I asked them what I'm getting locked up for. Only thing I asked was like what I'm being arrested for. At that point, I didn't know what I was being arrested for.
Let me ask the question again. Were you concerned? It was not responsive to the question.
You guys sit on it out. So let's move on.
In July of 2015, did you have a reputation and a background for being considered Mr. Williams' brother?
Brother, friend.
Yesterday, you said that during these interviews that you had, you would, I believe the term you said was, you would have cut off your arm to get back to your son and your child's mother. Do you remember saying that yesterday?
Yes.
Do you recall during all of these interviews that you were asked to be completely truthful about whatever it is that happened back in April of 2015?
I don't recall, saying it, but it sounds like something the police would say though.
When you first met with Investigator Gaither in July 2015, were you initially honest with her about where you were in your role in the April 12, 2015 shooting?
That's the gas station?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Initially, you were honest with her?
I think so, yeah. I can't really remember, but yeah.
Do you recall in that interview telling her initially that you pulled up in a black Chrysler vehicle?
That I pulled up in, I don't remember me driving.
Okay. Did you pull up in a black Chrysler vehicle back in July 2015?
I can't remember. I was been in a lot of cars.
Do you remember what car you drove to the Citgo gas station?
I think it was a white car.
So if you told her initially that it was a black vehicle, would that have been not true?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember telling her that initially you were with OG Bentley when you were at the gas station?
No, I don't remember her saying that.
And that wasn't true?
No.
Did Investigator Gaither then confront you and tell you what you're telling her is not true? Do you remember her saying?
Yeah, I remember her saying that, and then she showed me the video, yeah. I remember that.
And was it at that point that you realized what you were saying wasn't true and she knew that?
Yes.
Do you remember being surprised when she told you that someone got shot on April 12, 2015?
Yes, I remember that. I ain't even never knew nobody got shot. That's why when they was like, you getting locked up for attempted murder, I'm like, what?
Okay. In July of 2015, while you were at Mr. Williams' home before being arrested, or while you were being arrested, were you concerned that an officer who knew you put his mask on his face?
Can you ask that again?
Sure. Back in July 2015, when you were at Mr. Williams' home, were you concerned that an officer approached you, but when he approached you, he put his mask on his face? And did you have some concern about that?
I don't know. I don't remember saying it though.
Say that one.
I don't remember saying it, but I could have.
Okay, guys, a lot of, I don't remember going on here, but just so folks know, DK, that's Walter Murphy, you can call him DK, he got a deal, served 1 year on a RICO violation and 9 years probation. So Brian Buckmeyer, he's technically a helpful witness, but is he really a cooperating witness to the degree that he is very helpful?
I'm not sure how helpful he is. I mean, if I'm directing this witness, what I would do is either try to contrast the fact that there's a lot that he clearly remembers about these incidences and there's a lot that he clearly does not. And if you can put those side by side and say, hey, he can tell us what car he was driving that day, what car seat he was in, but he can't tell us if he did or didn't have a gun. Okay, that's weird. He can tell us this and he can tell us that, but he can't tell this. And if you could paint the picture to the jury that he clearly has selective memory because he's trying to lie, then great. But if you're just going to kind of stumble around his I don't knows, those were a long time ago, for me, it paints the picture of either you as a prosecutor don't know what you want out of this witness or can't get it, or maybe he's being evasive. And if I'm kind of stuck between the two, I don't know if it's a good place for the prosecutor.
Yeah, this is tricky too, Catherine, because here's the guy who takes a plea deal. Part of that deal is to testify truthfully. How hard can you push him? What kind of leverage do you have on the guy? He's out now. How does that work?
We need to know more about his plea deal, whether or not, if he does not testify truthfully at this trial, what happens next? Do they put him back in jail and he has to serve a longer sentence because he broke that plea agreement? And one thing that I found interesting too with his testimony is that he said that he would cut off his arm to get back to his son and the mother of his son when he was being interviewed by the police in 2015. Around that time was when his son was born, so he wanted to get back to his son. So the question is, was he being truthful at the time to the police during the interview that he can actually provide information to them, or was he just saying those things so he could go back to his son after a 1-year sentence? And now we see him here being confused and can't recall.
Yep, it is tricky. You're hoping these guys pay off for you if you're the prosecution. For the defense, you just sit, but this is the hands in pocket defense. Let this guy blather on about what he does not know. Stay where you are, guys. We're going to get back into that courtroom in Fulton County, the YSL trial and Young Thug continuing when we come right back.